Well, welcome back. Let's take a moment and, as usual, we'll find ourselves in our most comfortable seated position. Let's just take these few moments to close the eyes. Invite a few good moments of silence into this present moment. Take the time to welcome ourselves here, to feel ourselves here. As we slowly settle in closer into the space, begin to observe how the body breathes. And as the body breathes, let's begin to deepen the breath. Every inhale lasts longer. Every exhale lasts longer. And then gently we'll inhale all the way. And exhale, slowly sigh it out. And again, breathing in and out. One more time, breathing in and out. Releasing the lips back to close. Let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. Deep breath in. Let the palms touch. Bend the elbows so the tips of our fingers come to the nape of the neck. And let's just lift the chest up slightly here. And we'll breathe in, fingertips reach up again. As you exhale, releasing the chest towards the ground, walking those hands away. Beautiful. Find 3 steady breaths here. At any time, placing any props beneath the forehead or chest. Rounding that spine, begin to roll it up now, 1 vertebra at a time. Rolling up, arms reach out and up. Good. Once you're there, exhale, release that chest once again back down to the ground. This time invite a little rocking movement side to side, a little swaying movement. As we breathe in, lift that chest up just the center. Exhale, crawl those hands over to the right. Walk them away from you and release that chest back down towards the ground. Breathing in, we lift up through that chest. Exhale, walk it over to the left. Hands walk away. Chest releases down. And lifting that chest back up, inhale. Coming back to center, we will round that spine, roll it up. Slow and control, 1 vertebra at a time. Top of that inhale, our arms reach out and up. Exhale, palms touch. We bring them straight down towards heart center. Good. Releasing our palms to the ground, let's bring the soles of the feet out in front of us. Wider than the hips here. Chest is open. Let's take those seated windshield wipers. Knees release down to one side as we exhale. Breathing in, they rise up. We take them over to the opposite side. And continuing this movement. The next time the knees drop to the right, let them pause. Let's invite a subtle twist here. Extend that left arm out behind you, really reaching with that left arm. Coming back towards center as we inhale. Exhale, take it over to the left. Extend that right arm. Feel that subtle twist through the body as you reach with the right fingertips. And one more time, let's take it over to the right. Knees release down. Left arm reaches back. You can stay here or press firmly into that right palm and lift the hips off the ground this time. Slowly, we'll release down. Breathe it in, back to center. Exhaling, opposite side. Extend that right arm out. Maybe you can press into the left palm and lift your hips here as well. And slowly lower all the way down, coming back to center. Bring the feet back to hip width and let's allow ourselves to slowly roll down onto the back. Once you're there, hug the knees in towards the body and rock side to side. Good. Beautifully done. Once we're there, extend that right leg straight up towards the sky. Hug the left knee in and just draw a little circle with the left knee in one direction. And then in the opposite direction, so just awaken the left hip, just separating it from the right. Beautiful. Coming back to center, keep hugging that left knee in, engaging the core gently and keep your sacrum nice and level. Take that right leg. Begin slowly now to lower it down towards the ground. Let it hover above the ground as we pause. Again, sacrum, hips, they all stay level. Exhale, begin to reach that right leg back up. And then taking it and lowering it down, deep, long inhale. Let it hover above the ground as we exhale. Slowly reach it back up. Good, we'll do that 2 more times, breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. Switching sides, hugging that right knee in towards the body. Left leg reaches up. Draw some circles with that right hip. That right knee. Good. And then in the opposite direction. And bringing that right knee to center. Engaging the core and that left leg slowly. Breathe in, release it down towards the ground. Take your time. Let it hover above the ground. And then exhale, reaching it back up towards the sky. Breathing in. Breathing out, keeping the shoulders, jaw, and tongue relaxed. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Final 2 full rounds. Slowing it down, really observing how that front body gently awakens. Final round. Excellent, done. Hug both knees in towards the body, rock side to side. Excellent. Both legs straighten up towards the sky, palms come down towards the ground. Bring the shoulder blades together, engage the core. Slowly inhale, lower both legs down towards the ground. Let them hover wherever the body allows you to hover. And then as you exhale, slowly reach those legs back up. We'll do only 2 more of those. Breathing in, lowering the legs towards the ground. Core is strong, low back is flat. Exhale, we slowly allow these legs to rise back up. Final round, deep breath in. And exhale. Beautifully done. Knees hug in, cross those ankles, give yourself a little rock and roll, maybe do a little second rock and roll and rise up to seated. Shifting yourself into your tabletop position, onto the hands and knees. Shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees. Let's find those cat-cows here, or cat-dogs as they might be called. Breathe in, soften the belly, lift the chest and the gaze. Exhale, lead with your tailbone round the spine, chin to chest. Breathing in. Breathing out. Remember to press the weight of the body into the pads of the fingers so that the wrists and shoulders are happy. 2 more breaths with this movement. Final breath. And slowly coming back to neutral spine. Keep your hips directly above the knees. Walk your hands as far out to the front of the mat as you can without moving the hips. Cup your palms so that you come onto spider fingers. So the fingertips are to the ground, palms are nice and cupped. Keep your arms lifted as we release the chest towards the ground. But again, those forearms and elbows stay lifted off the ground. So we feel into the shoulders here. We feel into the shoulders, into the front body, a little bit into the arms. We feel the chest wanting to reach down and touch the earth, but it hovers. 1 more breath here. And pressing into firm palms, rise back up to your tabletop position. Good. Take that left leg, reach it straight back behind you. Good. Release the inside of the left foot to the ground in line with the right toes. Press into the right palm, shoulder above the wrist, as that left arm reaches up, supported side plank. Once you're here, you can determine if you remain here, or if you want to engage the core in that left leg and lift it off the ground, let it be parallel to the earth. We feel the breath. We feel the hips slowly open. Sensations slowly creep in. Final breath. Exhale, release that left hand down. Release that left leg down. Good. Walk those hands out in front of you again. Beautiful. Cupping those palms, hips above the knees. Release the chest towards the ground. Arms stay lifting off the mat. One more breath. And then slowly pressing into those palms, rise up again to that tabletop position. Extending that right leg straight back behind you. Release the foot down, so it's right behind those left toes. Press into that left palm, exhale, reach that right arm up into your supported side plank. Staying here or taking it a step further, lifting that right leg off the ground. Keeping the leg engaged, the glutes, the core. We find our breath. One more breath. And release that down. Lower that knee down. Inhale, soften the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, lead with the tailbone and round your spine. Beautifully done. Slowly coming back to neutral spine, elbows hug in, shift the body weight forward slightly, lower the chest towards the ground, breathe in, slither forward onto the belly. Inhale, lift the chest into that low cobra. Full breath in, shoulders soft. Exhale, lower down, press it up and back to child's pose. 1 full breath cycle here. Inhale, rising up, tabletop position. Elbows hug in, we shift forward. Lower that chest towards the ground. Breathe in, slither the body forward as you exhale onto the belly. And then inhale, lift that chest, low cobra. Exhale, lower down, press it up and back to that child's pose. And pausing one full breath once you're there. Inhale, rising up when you're ready. Elbows hug in, lowering the chest towards the ground. Slither the body forward onto the belly. Inhale, lifting up, low cobra. Exhale, lower down, press it up and back to child's pose. One deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Bring the elbows to the ground. Palms come together and bring those tips of the fingers back towards the nape of the neck. So we're creating what we call a praying child's pose. You can stay with the palms there, or you can just release the palms and draw little fists with those hands, little circular fists, if that's something that feels good on the wrist. Final breath here. And releasing those arms down. Press firmly into your palms as you tuck your toes and prepare the body for your downward facing dog. As we reach those hips up towards the sky, press the chest back for your thighs and then straighten those knees as much as the body safely allows. Good. Find the movement your body craves here. Bend one knee, bend the other. Let it all awaken here. My personal favorite, swaying my hips from side to side. Really love getting into good side body stretch here. Returning back to center and stillness now. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Extend that right leg up towards the sky. Allow yourself to bend the knee gently. Fan the hip open. Then releasing the hip, take that right foot and step it forward in between the hands, lowering that left foot down. Chest is open. Good. Lifting through that chest, arms reach forward and front. We rise up, palms touch. Bend the elbows, bring the fingertips to the nape of the neck once again, like we did earlier, lifting your chest up gently. And then reaching those arms back up, leveling off the chest. Palms stay touching. Go ahead and exhale. Bring the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, finding a subtle little twist here. If this is too much for us at any moment, lower the left palm to the ground instead. Right arm reaches up. Good. Feel the spine long, shoulder blades together. Two final breaths. Slowly unraveling, releasing the palms to the ground, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, feel that chest reach forward. One full breath here. Left leg gets strong, psoas gets open, and then extend that right leg back up towards the sky and release that leg down. Left leg rises up, bend the knee, fan that hip open if it feels okay. Level off those hips. Exhale, go ahead and take that left foot and step it forward in between the hands. Beautifully done. Releasing the right knee down, untucking those toes once we're there, taking our time. Lifting up through the chest here, we find the breath. And then reaching forward, palms touch, arms come forward and up. Once we're there, bend the elbows, fingertips to the nape of the neck, lift the chest up, even if it's just a centimeter. Breathing in, arms reach up. Exhale, bring that right elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Or remember, right palm to the ground, left hand reaches up. We feel the chest open. The breath steady. Final two breaths. Slowly unravel that twist. Fingertips to the ground, chest reaches forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, pause here, a full breath. Observe. And press into your palms, step it back to that high plank this time. Shoulders above the wrists here. Take one full breath in, one full breath out, and then find that vinyasa for your practice. Elbows hug in, lower through chaturanga dandasana. Breathe into cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhaling back into that downward facing dog. Beautifully done. One full breath in and out. Go ahead and take that right foot. Let's step it forward in between the hands once again. Manually adjust as needed. That back foot is going to pivot open. Keep grounding down into those right fingertips as that left arm reaches up. Our right knee is actively pressing open into that right arm. Good. Left leg is strong, core is alive. Breathe. And then as we firmly press down through that right heel, inhale, rise up into that warrior two. Excellent. Steady breathing. Gazing at that front middle finger. And slowly now, let's find our dynamic movement. Inhale, straighten that right leg, arms reach up. Exhale, bend back into that warrior two. Breathing in, we straighten up. Exhale, bend back into that warrior two. And again, breathing in. Exhale. Final two. Final one. Good. Pausing here, one full breath in and out. Straightening that front leg now. Activate those muscles. Lengthen forward, inhale. Exhale, release those right fingertips towards the ground as we come into that triangle pose, Trikonasana. Remember to utilize a block beneath those right fingertips at any moment. Shoulder blades together, belly pulls in and engages. And as you're here for a few breaths, just notice what the inner legs do. Notice how the toes and the feet and the arches respond to hold you here. Final full breath. Inhale, rise up with the strength of that center body. Beautiful, bend back into that front knee, hands to your hips. Good, take those back toes, that left foot, point the toes out so the heel is in. Good, we're gonna bend into both knees as we sink our hips slightly here, finding this goddess squat. Beautifully done. Arms reach up towards the sky. Bend your elbows 90 degrees as you scrape the shoulder blades together behind you. Beautiful. Full goddess expression. We can gently sway the hips from side to side, or maybe we like to bop up and down, whatever feels right for us here. Good. And then allow yourself to find 3 deep breaths in stillness. Releasing those palms down into the inner legs here. So our palms are cupping the inner legs as our fingertips point down. Lean the chest forward slightly, sink into the hips just a hair more. We're going to come into the shoulders here. Go ahead and exhale, bring the right shoulder down to center. Good. Breathe in, bring it back. Exhale, the left shoulder will lower down to center. Inhale, bring it back. Good. Exhale, right shoulder, remembering not to force anything. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left shoulder. Inhale, rise up, arms reach up. Bend the elbows, final breath, full goddess. Notice how the legs are speaking. Beautiful. Straighten those legs up, hands to your hips. Pivot that back foot, nice little hip mobility. Reposition yourself to enter back into that warrior two stance. Go ahead and bend back into that front knee, arms reaching forward and back here. Deep breath in. Exhale, windmill those hands down to the ground. Step it back to that high plank, optional vinyasa. Lowering down when you're there. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhaling into your downward facing dog. And once you've reached that downward dog, lower your knees down and let's find our child's pose. Find 3 steady breaths in this child's pose, Balasana. Just allowing release through the low back. And very gently, pressing into those palms, tucking those toes, rising once again, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. When you're there, take that left foot and step it forward between the hands. Keeping everything alive, that back foot pivots open for warrior two stance. Stay grounded into those left fingertips as the right arm reaches up towards the sky. Good. Connecting with our breath here, left knee actively presses open. With the strength of the legs and the core now, inhale, rise up into that warrior two. Beautiful. Happy bend in that front knee. Remember, we can see at least the second and third toe of the front foot. Gazing at that front middle finger. Beautiful. Slowly, let's enter into that dynamic movement now. Breathing in, straighten that leg, arms reach up. Exhale, bend back into that warrior two. Breathing in. Exhale, bend back. Good. Do that 3 more times. I'm going to turn off this light here because it looks like it's totally washing me out. Let's try that again. Good. Pausing now, finding that stillness. Straightening that front knee. Good. Getting the body ready for that triangle pose, Trikonasana, lengthening forward. Side body is strong. Then exhale once you have that foundation. Release those left fingertips to the inside of that left leg. Spinning that chest open. Awesome. Breath is steady. We observe. We listen to what the body is doing, how the breath is moving. Reminding ourselves to not get consumed by the mind. The thoughts flood in so quickly. It's so easy to drift away. And with control, breathe in, rise, straight back up. Beautifully done. Take your hands to your hips this time. Take your right foot and point the toes out so that both heels are in. So we're coming back into that goddess for just a moment. Bending into those knees, sinking those hips. Good. Just one little breath in here. And out. Straighten those legs. Good. Now, double hip mobility here. Both hips together. Can we take our toes, point them forward as the heels begin to point backwards? Good. We're sideways on our mats here. Now, if you tend to kind of sickle inwards to your inner ankles, then we tend to recommend to let your toes point in just a hair and then let your heels kick out just a little bit. So you're the slightest bit pigeon-toed. Yeah. Once you're there, make sure you're grounding down to the outer edges of the feet, but still feel the big toe working. Engage those legs. Release the tailbone towards the ground. Lift up through that chest, deep, long breath in. As you exhale, strong core, begin to come forward. We're going to bring the crown of the head down towards the ground as though we were hinging from the hips. Good. Now, once we're there, you can release the hands to the ground. You can reach your hands down to a block or reach them wide and grab your ankles. Find what feels good for you. Some people love to walk their hands back behind them in between their legs if they're able to touch the ground. And then when you're here, completely relax the head and the neck. Shaking it yes and no if that feels okay. Three final breaths. And then slowly, fingertips to the ground or to a block, lift the chest up halfway. Legs are strong here. Press firmly down into the left palm. The left palm is flat and directly beneath the nose, so it's centered. Beautiful. Take your right hand to your sacrum for a moment here. This just ensures the sacrum and low back will stay flat and not twist. Breathe in, lifting that chest forward. As we exhale from the mid-upper spine, can we twist over to the right? Again, hips and sacrum don't move. It's just the spine. Maybe once that foundation is secure, your right arm can reach upward. Beautiful. Steady breath. And lower that down. Right palm to the ground, right beneath the nose. You may have a block beneath there. Left hand to the sacrum. Good. Legs are nice and strong. Chest lifts up. Exhale from the mid-upper spine. We twist over to the left, not moving the hips. And then maybe that left arm reaches up. Final breath. And we lower down. Slowly bend into that right knee. Lift the left toes off the mat. Good. We're going to come over it towards that right as we sink into the right hip. Really bending that right knee. Your choice if the right heel is lifted or if you can keep it down on the ground. So don't force anything. Good. Beautiful. Once we're here, the right fingertips come towards the ground, just a little outwards towards the right as the left hand reaches up. You can choose to stay here if the body feels safe, or you can choose to bend your elbows and reach back to create a bind, grabbing for your hands behind you. A little bit of stability, and it takes a lot of inner leg strength. So just play with that if it's something that feels right. Final breath. Good. Bring those hands back to center. You can bring the fingertips to the ground, or you can try to rely on your inner leg strength to just press yourself up and gently take it over to the left side. Good. Awesome. Right toes point up, sinking down into those hips. Release those left fingertips down to the ground, slightly off to the side. Right arm reaches up. You can stay here or bend the elbows and create a bind, reaching for your hands behind you. Excellent. If you took that bind, release that out. Good. Let's bring our hands back down, rising back up. Beautiful. Lifting that chest back up with as flat of a spine as we can allow. Beautiful. Reposition the feet so you come back to that warrior two stance, bending into the left knee. Arms reach out. We inhale. Exhale, windmill them down towards the ground. Step it back to that high plank. Pause. One full breath in. Exhale, lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe into that cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhaling, downward facing dog. Lowering those knees down, find your child's pose. And just notice how good it feels. How good it feels to just let the hips relax. To just let the inner legs relax. And so just let the body come back to that stillness and effortlessness. And feel that balance, that constant dance of effort and ease. When you're ready, pressing into those palms, downward facing dog. Once you're in that down dog, we're going to slowly make our way forward to the front of the mat, but listen closely. We take our right foot, we're going to step it forward, one baby footprint so that the heel can come to the ground as much as we allow. Press the chest back so you get a really good, almost achy stretch into the back of the right leg. Then step the left foot forward, one little baby footprint. Keep pressing that chest back. Feel that same sensation of stretch through the left leg. Then the right foot steps up, one little baby footprint. Same thing. Left leg steps up, one little baby footprint. Same thing. And continue all the way until you get to the very front of the mat in a forward fold. Excellent. Once we're there, we'll breathe in, lift that chest up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips, find that chair pose. Beautiful. Once we're here, we're going to take this funky little movement just to counter all of that inner leg stretch and opening and strengthening that we did. We don't want to neglect the outer legs either. So we're going to take that right foot and kick it out to the right gently, and then bring it right back to center. The left foot kicking it out and bringing it back to center. The right leg back to center. The left leg back to center. One more, both sides, right leg, back to center, and left leg, back to center. Beautiful. Come to stillness. Sink those hips just a hair more. Chest stays lifted. Breathe it in, last breath. Inhale, straighten it up all the way. And exhale, hands to heart center. Excellent. Interlace those hands together behind you. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Lift your chest up slightly. Deep breath in. And exhale, come back to center. Let that go. Good. We're going to come into a fun little sequence to play with our balance here. So I want to invite you to just begin first and foremost in that Tadasana, in that mountain pose. Once you're in your mountain pose, just spread all the toes. Feel all four corners of the feet. If you want to play with maybe having a chair, a wall, or couch close by, go for it. Otherwise, totally trust your own balance and instinct. Once we're here, feel the legs engaged, the chest open, arms down by the sides. And we're just going to allow ourselves to gently lean forward as much as we can, right till you get to that moment where the toes curl under to prevent you from falling onto your face. So just notice that, and then lean back as much as the body can, right before the toes begin to lift off to catch you from falling back. And then teeter forward again. Notice how the legs, the pelvic floor, and the core naturally engage here in order to provide your balance. So play with that here for a moment. Notice the breath. One more little teeter-totter forward and back. And then come to center and begin to go side to side. And just observe that stability that the body creates. And once you get a feel for what it's like to teeter side to side before falling over, begin to draw a square here now, going back to the right, forward to the left, back, right, forward, left. Feel the stabilizing muscles engage. Switch direction. One more little square. Pausing at center, deep breath in. Sigh it out. Take that right knee, we're gonna hug it into the body. Bring your hands to the elbows. Or forgive me, bring your hands to the shoulders. How do you bring your hands to the elbows? Bring your hands to your shoulders as the elbows reach forward. Notice as we lift this knee, our hips aren't following along. So we're keeping center through the body. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna kick that right leg out, arms reach out in front of us. Again, hips do not follow. Breathe in, back to center. Exhale, kick it out. Breathe in, back to center. Begin to lean forward as you tuck that right leg and foot under. Bring the hands to heart center. Leaning forward, extend that right leg straight back behind you into that warrior three or airplane. You can come out and fall out as much as the body needs you to. It's all good. Be with that breath. Slowly now bend that left knee. Release the right toes to the ground. Bend the right knee so that it just hovers above the earth. Good. Palms touch as they come out in front of you, reaching up. Bring those fingertips to the nape of the neck, lift the chest. Coming back to center now, keeping that left knee bent, straighten the right leg, lift that right leg off the ground again, keeping the left knee bent. Feel that breath. Good. Now release the right toes down behind you. Once again, lifting up into that high crescent lunge, palms touch. Reach them up. Once again, bend the elbows, fingertips to the nape of the neck, lifting up through the chest. And as we exhale, coming back to center, take the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Good. So we're finding a little bit of a twist here. Slowly come back to center. Arms reach up, hands to heart center. Exhale, bring that right knee into the belly. Lower it down. Shake that out. Comforting to know we only have one more side and then we're totally done. Right? When you're ready, bring those hands to the shoulders. Lift up that left knee. Deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to kick that out in front of us. Inhale, center. Exhale, kick it out in front of us. Inhale, center. Begin to tuck that leg under, lean forward, hands to the heart. Begin to slowly extend that leg behind you, finding that balance in your airplane pose. Taking your time. Feeling the breath. That is your main stabilizer. And having fun with it. As we come in, as we fall out, just enjoying that process. Good. Bend that right knee. Release the left toes behind you. Bend the left knee so that the knee hovers above the ground. Good. Arms reach up. Bend those elbows, fingertips to the neck, lift the chest. Inhale, rise up. We begin to slowly lean forward as you straighten the left knee. Keep the right knee bent. Lift that left leg off the ground once again. We call this our crouching warrior. Oh, it's tough to do when you're talking. And release the left toes down. Rise up now to that high crescent lunge. Beautiful. Bending those elbows, fingertips to the nape of the neck, lift the chest. Returning back to neutral chest. Hands of prayer to heart center. Exhale. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, finding that twist here. Slowly come back to center as we breathe in. And exhale, bring that knee back to the belly and release it down. Shake that out. Let that go, my friends. The ankles, the hips, whatever you gotta do. Good. Once we're there, let's slowly make our way all the way down. Arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Good, just feel that low back completely releasing. Slow and steady. Plant your palms to the ground. Walk the feet back to your downward facing dog. Release the knees down to the ground. Cross your ankles. Sit back onto that booty. Good. Once you're there, just allow yourself to roll down onto the back, hugging those knees in, rocking side to side. Excellent. Once you're here, soles of the feet to the ground, just as though we were positioning for bridge. Take your right leg over the left leg, making that figure 4. Good. Remember your foundation. The right knee presses away. Ankle is active. Arms and hands down by the sides. Breathe in. Exhale. Lift your hips off the ground. Press firmly into that left foot. Feel the breath here. Releasing those hips down. Take that figure 4 now and just hug it into the body. You can choose to extend that left leg up towards the sky. Beautiful. Slowly letting that go. Releasing your figure 4 altogether. Good. Coming over to the opposite side, that left leg crosses over figure 4. Arms and hands connect down towards the ground. When you're ready, create your foundation. And then exhale, lift your hips off the ground. Remember to keep that upper body steady and relaxed. Hips are level. One more breath. And release that down, and then take that figure 4 and hug it in towards the body. Again, you may choose to extend that right leg up towards the sky. Excellent. And lowering that down, releasing that out. Good. Step your feet almost the width of your mat. Take both knees and just gently release them to the right and pause there. You can choose to put your right foot and place it on top of the outer side of your left leg, if that makes sense. I can reword it if it doesn't. And then releasing that and coming back. Gently release both knees down to the left. You can hook that left foot to the outer side of your right leg. Slowly coming back. Good. Re-level off your hips. Bring the feet back to hip width. Release the arms down by the sides as you slowly take your legs and straighten them down onto the earth. Finding any props or support that your body needs, wants, or craves for Shavasana. Anything beneath the knees, head or neck. Anything to cover the feet, the face, the body to stay warm. Good. Completely take your time as you slowly shift here. And then once you feel the body settling down, allow the feet to be just a hair wider than the hips, toes and ankles roll outwards and open. Tailbone reaches for the heels as the shoulder blades crawl together behind you. Good. Arms are down by the sides, palms face up, receiving energy. And then take a deep breath in. and sigh it out. And a deep breath in. And sigh it out. Deep breath in. Hold that inhale. And slowly sigh it out. Okay. Allow yourself to completely relax now. No more control of breath, no control of mind nor body. Completely letting go. Drifting away to an inward state where intentions are strong and loud. Slowly begin to deepen that breath. Returning back into the space, we wiggle our fingers and toes. Wrists and ankles, turn the head from side to side. Reach the arms up past the head, stretching the body long. Hugging the knees in towards the chest as we reawaken the spine. Slowly coming down to one side of the body. rising up gently, back to seated. Allowing yourselves to take a moment and connect with that inward gratitude practice. And connect with our intention for our day, for ourselves. When we're ready, if it resonates, let's bring our palms to heart center, gently bowing the head and completing our practice, dedicating it to all beings everywhere, including our own selves. Let's complete this practice with 3 deep collective Om. Inhale.